Hello, this is Priscilla, and welcome to the Conversational Hour. Today's topic is fun at the beach. I hope that you will enjoy this session as much as I did putting it together for you. You will engage yourself in active participation with vocabulary building, giving directions, receiving instructions, and asking questions about specific things that take place at the beach.
Hello.
Hello, Max. Welcome to class. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Great, great. I'm doing great. And where are you calling from today, Max?
Uh, I don't understand what
Where,
calling.
what, where are you from?
Oh, okay. I'm from Russia.
You're from Russia? Like,
Yeah.
fantastic. And how long have you practiced English?
I think I've been practice my English for 8 months.
Okay,
Maybe.
great. Well, you sound wonderful. I hope that this lesson will prove useful to you as it has to many of my other students. My name is Priscilla, and I'm happy to be your conversational coach for today. Our objective for today is to read a short story to give you an opportunity to really listen and read and practice uh, conversation using vocabulary as you learn it today. All right. So now
Okay.
here is today's lesson. And can you tell me that what you see on the screen at the moment? Do you see fun at the beach?
Yeah, two children,
Okay, great. There are two children, that is correct, and they're having
and
fun at
they are having fun.
they're having fun at the beach. All right, so Max, I'm going to put your name here in the event we have other people joining us. I may not always take the time to write your name. So you will be number one. And if you would, please read for me Fun at the Beach, starting with He was bored.
Okay. He was bored. He wanted to do something fun. He wanted to do something fun with his friend. He called up his friend. I'm bored. Let's do something fun, he said. His friend said, that sounds great. I'm glad you called me. I'm bored too. What do you want to do? He said he wanted to go to the beach. His friend said, that sounded great. Sounded great. He picked up his friend in his car. They went to the beach. They threw frisbee. I don't know what is it. Frisbee to each other.
Mm-hmm.
They swam in the ocean. They built a big sand castle. They watched the sailboats. They watched the seagulls. He brought his friend home. That was fun. Let's do it again sometime. Sometime, his friend said.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
good. And I think we have Let's see who came. Sum Ling joined us. So let's ask Sum Ming to read for us. And here is a picture of a frisbee. I think here's some pictures of a frisbee. These are frisbees. Do you recognize these as
Yeah.
frisbees? Okay, those are frisbees. Okay. Yes. Sum Ming, could you read for us, please? Sum Ming, could you read for us? Sum Ming, could you read for us, please? Okay. Maybe Sum Ming is not here. So let's go with T. There, could you read for us, please? There, could you read for us? There, could you unmute your microphone and read for us, please?
Hi, teacher. How are you? You hear me?
I'm wonderful. Yes, I can. Could you read for us, please?
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
you may start.
okay.
He was bored.
Okay, yes, I see it. Let me. He was bored. He wanted to do something fun. He wanted to do something fun with his friend. He called up his friend. I'm bored. Let's do something fun, he said. His friend said, that sounds great. I'm glad you called. I'm bored too. What do you want to do? He said. He wanted to go to the beach. His friend said, that sounds great. He picked up his friend in his car. They went to the beach. They threw a frisbee to each other.
Frisbee. Frisbee.
Okay, sorry. Frisbee to each other. They swam in the ocean. They built a big sand castle. They watched the sailboats. They watched the seagulls. He drove his friend home. That was fun. Let's do it again. Sometimes, his friend said.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good. And so that is, and here's a picture of frisbees.
Okay.
These are frisbees. Are you familiar with these frisbees?
No.
Okay, they typically throw them. Usually you throw them and a dog will catch them.
Okay.
That's what I do with my frisbee when I had a dog. I would throw it and the dog would catch it.
Okay.
So that's what a frisbee is. And all right. So now that we have that, and that was T. Okay, what these numbers represent is the times that you will read. Sometimes I don't take the time to write your name, and I'll just write your number. It just depends on how busy we are getting and how involved we are. So Thar, you are number 3. Max, you're number 1. And Sum Ming, you're number 2. Sum Ming, did you come back yet?
Yes,
If so,
yes,
if
correct.
so,
Okay.
Sum Ming, could you read for us?
Yeah, yes. Okay.
Okay.
He was bored. He wanted to do something fun. He wanted to do something fun with his friend. He called up his friend. I'm bored. Let's do something fun, he said. His friend said, that sounds great. I'm glad you called. I'm bored too. What do you want to do? He said he wanted to go to the bridge. His friend said that sounded Great. He picked up his friend in his car. They went to the beach. They threw a frisbee to each other. They swam in the ocean. They built a big and sand castle. They wanted the sailboats. They watched the seagulls. He drove his friend home. That was fun. Let's do it again sometime, his friend said.
Okay, good. Very nice. Now I want to ask each of you if you understood the story 80%. Max, did you understand the story 80% or more?
Yeah, I think more.
Okay, good. And Some, did you understand the story 80% or more?
Yes.
Okay, good. And Thar, did you understand the story 80% or more?
Yeah, I think I understand it, but I don't know if 80%, because how could you evaluate my understanding in a
Okay.
number percent?
Well, that would be you that would be able to evaluate it. And based upon your understanding of the question, I'm going to assume that you do not understand the story 80%. All right? Which is
Okay.
perfectly fine. I'm going to
Okay.
put not.
No, no,
No.
no. It's
But you will, because you need to understand the story 80%. All right? So we're going
no.
to do. No.
Sorry, no, teacher. My question is, how could I know it is 80%? Because I don't know how I count it. I mean, the percent.
Okay. Again, the fact that you have to ask me the question that you're not sure if you understand it 80% tells me that you most likely do not understand it 80%. So when I ask you again, you will either know that you understand it 80% or you don't. So here we go. Max, I'm going to ask you to summarize this story that we just read because you have indicated that you understand it 80% or more. I'm going to give you 30 seconds as you summarize what you remember about the story. I'll ask the same thing of Sun Ming, and I'll ask the same thing of you, Thar, and I will give you an example of what your summary might sound like. It doesn't have to sound like what I say, but there should be some similarities in the story. I want you each to talk for 30 seconds until I ask you to stop. Continue talking until I ask you to stop. As I watch the clock, I will talk for 30 seconds about this story on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. This story is about two friends that are bored. They decide to go to the beach and ride in the sailboat. While they are at the beach, they throw their frisbee. They have lots of fun. When it is time for them to return home, they realize they had so much fun and they say they would like to do this again. As they leave, I suppose they decide to do it again. That is 30 seconds and a demonstration of what I remember about the story. Maybe I assumed something, but it's okay. Max, I'd like for you to summarize the story
Okay, I'll
for
try.
30 seconds, and I want you to continue talking until I ask you to stop. On the count of 3, you may begin. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, there was two guys. They was bored and they decided to go to the beach. And they had a lot of fun there. When they turned back home, they decided to do that again because they had a lot of fun.
You still have 5 seconds. Keep talking.
Keep talking. Oh, okay.
Okay, stop. Okay, thank you, Max. No problem. Sun Ming, I want you to summarize the story.
Oh,
I want you to talk for 30 seconds. Talk until I ask you to stop on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Two people, they were bored, and one called his friend to talk to his friend. He was bored, and his friend said, I was bored also. So they decided to go to the beach, and he picked up his friend to the beach and swam in the ocean, and done a sand castle. And
Okay, thank you.
oh,
Very good. And Thar, could you summarize what you remember from the story? On the
Okay.
count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. There's a guy feels so bored, and he think in his mind to have something fun, and the first thing come to his mind to call his friend and have some fun with him. After that, he go he and his friend to the sea, to the castle and the ocean, and they built a castle and they watched the sailboat. After
Okay,
that,
thank you. Thank you very much.
okay, thank you.
Now, my question will be to Max and Sung Ming. Do you think that you now understand this story 100% or 80%?
Who knows? I
Well,
think 100%.
okay, I think it's 100% for Max. Sung Ming, do you think that you understand this story 80% or 100% now? Sung Ming, are you here?
yes, 100%. Yeah.
Okay, that is correct. I would agree. Thar, do you think that you understand this story 80% or 100%?
Yes, maybe 80%.
Okay, we're going to go with 80%. And 80% is all that I need you to understand is 80%. But hopefully at the end of the session you will understand the story 100%. But if you do not, that is okay as well. Here's the story as I will read it for you. Fun at the beach. He was bored. He wanted to do something fun. He wanted to do something fun with his friend. He called up his friend. I'm bored. Let's do something fun, he said. His friend said, That sounds great. I'm glad you called. I'm bored too. What do you want to do? He said he wanted to go to the beach. His friend said, That sounds great. He picked up his friend in his car. They went to the beach. They threw a frisbee to each other. They swam in the ocean. They built a big sand castle. They watched the sailboats. They watched the seagulls. He drove his friend home. That was fun. Let's do it again sometime, his friend said. And here are pictures of frisbees. Now I want you each to take a turn and read this story. Here is a blank. I want you to put something in the blank. If you can't think of what goes in the blank, then I want you to just skip over it and continue to read. All right? I will not tell you what goes in the blank. So Max will read first. Max, could you
Okay.
read for me?
Okay. He was bored. He wanted to do something fun. He wanted to do something fun with his friend. He called up his friend. I'm bored. Let's do something fun, he said. His friend said, That sounds great. I'm glad you called. I'm bored too. What do you want to do? He said. He said he go to the let's to go to the beach. His friend said, That sounded great. He picked up his friend in the car. They went to the beach. They threw a frisbee to each other. The frisbee, my frisbee. They swam in the ocean. They built a big sand castle. They watched the sailboats. They watched the seagulls. He drove his friend home. That was fun. Let's do it again sometime, his friend said.
Okay, good. And now we will hear from Sum Ming.
Yes, he was bored. He wanted to do something fun. He wanted to do something fun with his friend. He called up his friend. I'm bored. Let's do something fun, he said. His friend said, that sounds great. I'm glad you called. I'm bored too. What do you want to do? He said he wanted to go to the beach. His friend said, that sounds great. He picked up his friend in his car. They went to the beach. They threw a frisbee to each other. They swam in the ocean. They built a big sand castle. They watched the sailboats. They watched the seagulls. He drove his friend home. That was fun. Let's do it again sometime, his friend said.
Okay, great. And now let us hear from Thar. Thar. Hey, Thar, could you read for us?
Yes. He was bored. He wanted to do something fun. He wanted to do something fun with his friend. He called up his friend. I'm bored. Let's do something fun, he said. His friend said, that sounds great. I'm glad you called. I'm bored too. I don't know what. Do you, I don't know. I don't remember this. Okay. Do you want to do? He said he wanted to go to the beach. His friend said, that sounds great. That sounds great. He picked up his friend and go, I don't know, car. They went to the beach. They threw frisbee to each other. They swam in the ocean. They built a big sand castle. They watched seagull, or maybe I don't know, remember. Okay, seaboats. They watched the seagulls. He drove friend home. That was fun. Let's do it again sometimes, as your friend said. Yep, I finished.
Okay, good. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Now this is what I need you all to know. When you're reading, your brain doesn't know any more than what you tell it. So if you tell your brain that you don't know something, your brain will say, I agree with you. You're absolutely right. You don't know. But if you keep reading as if you do know, your brain still doesn't know. Your brain doesn't know what you don't know. There's a phrase that says, fake it until you make it. If you fake something long enough, people will start to believe what they see. Your brain is the same way. Your brain will believe whatever it is that you tell it. If you tell yourself that you're very smart, before you know it, you will be smart. The reason I know this is true is because if you want to be smart, you'll do the things that is required. If you really want to learn to engage in conversational English, as I believe that each of you do, the thing that you will continue to do is practice until you become better at it. Once you become better at it, you're going to use more and more and more of what you learn, and the more you use, it's like compound interest in the bank. If you start out with 1 penny today, and you leave that 1 penny in the bank for several years, at the end of those several years, you will have far more than what you had than if you only if you didn't put anything there. And this is what happens with your language. Now, when you're reading in my sessions, what I want you to do is this. Like, I'm going to read this for you. And this is how I want you to read it when I give it to you. I just have to pull it back up again. Fun at the beach. And now I can move it over and go back to share screen and hopefully pull it up again. My brain only knows what I tell it. So if I read this way, and Priscilla's reading now, I want you to go along with me. I'm going to assume that I don't know anything that goes into these blank lines. He was bored. He wanted to do something home. He wanted to do something fun with his dog. He called up his friend. I'm bored. Let's drive something fun. He said. His friend said, that sounds wonderful. Great. I'm glad you called. I'm bored too. Happy. Do you want to do? He said no, to go to the beach. His friend said, wow, sounded great. He picked up his friend in his house car. They went to the beach. They threw on a coat, frisbee to each other. They swam in the moon. They built a big sand castle. They watched played sailboats. They watched the seagulls. He drove him friend home. That was fun. Let's it tomorrow sometime, his friend said. Now, I'm sure that made absolutely no sense. Would you agree, Max?
Really?
Would you agree, Sunming, that that meant absolutely nothing? It was confusing. Would you agree?
Sometimes.
Okay. And Thar, would you agree that it made no sense? It was confusing?
Yes, but I think it is a psychologist method. You talk about it.
Okay. It could very well be, but it's my method. So I'm going to not just say that it's a psychological method, but what it is a method that does work. Your brain doesn't know that it doesn't make sense. And I don't want you to take offense to what I'm going to say at this moment, so I'm going to say it sort of quietly. When language learners are learning to speak, that's how you sound to the native English speaker. What? What did they just say? It made no sense. But the more you keep talking and you're explaining yourself, I come to understand, oh, this is what that person means. They just misplaced a word or two. But if I really listen, I know that Priscilla's talking about the beach. I'm not sure what she was doing with a coat, but she was talking about having fun at the beach when she said having fun at her house. So if you can follow that logic, just keep talking instead of, I'm not sure what goes into that sentence. That even disturbs me more when I'm like, well, I was following what the person was saying until they said they didn't know what they were saying. So it's just either leave it blank or put something in. Okay? You got the
Okay.
idea?
Yes,
All
thank you, teacher.
Okay, great. All right, so now I'm going to go back to our lesson and we're going to go fun at the beach again. I'm going to move it over and pull it up again. And here we are, fun at the beach. So now what we're going to do is take a look at a different activity. I hope that you will like this activity as well. And this activity is going to be, Control Enter, is direction. See if I get my arrows here. Good. Now, we know that we're going to the beach, but we have to go to the bank. Some of us will need to go to the bank first. Some of us will need to go someplace else, but we'll see where we need to go. So right now, I'm going to ask myself to go to the bank. Copy. I'm going to go to the bank I'm going to go to the bank, leaving the library. I'm going to go to the bank, leaving the library. I'm going to start here at the library, and I'm going to go to the bank to get some money so that I'll have money to spend at the bank. I want to stop by the hospital to see my best friend who has been sick and will be released on Friday evening. So this is the direction that I'm going to go. I'm going to go to the street in front of the library, which is called First Street. I'm going to make a right turn onto First Street, and then I'm going to come to the intersection of First Street and Central Avenue. I'm going to make a right turn on Central Avenue. I'm going to follow Central Avenue until I get to 2nd Street, and then I'm going to make a left turn onto Left Street. Control B. I'm going to make a left turn onto 2nd Street, and right at 2nd Street is the hospital, and that is where I'm going to go to see my friend at the hospital, and the hospital will be on my right, and I'm going to park in front of the hospital, and this is where I'm going to the hospital. Now that I've visited with my friend, I'm going to go on up to the intersection of 2nd Street and Main Street. I'm going to make a left turn onto Main Street. I'm going to continue on Main Street until I get to the bank. I will pass the police station, and the bank will be on my right. I will go into the bank and get money. All right, so those are the directions that I'm going to use to get to where I'm going. I'd like for, let's see, Max, I want you to go to the bank, leaving the train station. I want you to go to the bank, leaving the train station. Tell me how you would get there.
I think it would be so hard for me.
You think it would be
Okay.
easy for you? Tell your brain what you want it to believe. Even if you get it wrong, your brain doesn't know. Only I will know.
Okay. When I when I left train station, I make turn left and go along for First Street.
Okay,
When
what street are you? Well, what street are you on when you leave the train station?
yeah.
Are you
Okay.
Are you on the train station at the First Street, or are you at the train station on Central Avenue, or are you at the train station that is on 2nd Street? So which street are you on when you leave out of the train station?
I'm on the Central Avenue.
Okay, good. Central Avenue.
I make left turn left.
On what?
And,
On Central.
yeah, on Central Avenue, and
Okay.
go along this Central Avenue. When I I don't know, see First Street, I make turn right
Okay, good.
and go along First Street. When I see Main Street, the bank where is Kitty Corner. It's right. Kitty
Okay. Well, it's an intersection. This is an intersection. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We say.
Corner. Okay.
Okay. Catacorner is kind of like a slang word. It's not really a real word, but I got you. But let's call it an intersection.
Intersection. I make turn right, and the bank would be
What street am I
Right.
turning? What street am I turning on right? What street is this?
Main Street.
Okay, turn right on Main Street. Okay.
Yeah, and the bank would be right on me.
The bank would be on your.
Left on me.
Okay, the bank would be on your left. Okay, and here's
on
the
my
bank.
left.
The bank would be on your left. Okay, great. Nice job. You got me to the bank. Okay, Sung Ming, I want you to perhaps get me to the bank, and I want you to get me to the bank because we need to get money. I want you to get me to the bank and go by way of the hospital. I want you to leave the hospital. Okay,
Yes, when I left the hospital, I needed to the bank.
Yes, you're going to go to the bank from the hospital.
Okay. When I left the hospital on the second street, I will turn right to the intersection at Second Street and Main Street, and I will turn left to the Main Street and walk along on the Main Street, pass through the store and the police station, then I will reach the bank.
Okay, and where is the bank located?
Yeah, the bank is located on the corner of the park.
Okay, so is it on my right or my left? The bank is on the right or the left?
On the right side.
The bank is on the right side. Okay, great. So now let us hear from Dar. I want you to give me directions to the bank. I want you to leave the restaurant. I want you to leave the restaurant, but I want you to stop by the school first, then go to the train station, and then to the bank. So you're going to go to the you're going to go to the school first to pick up some books. Then you're going to go to the train station to pick up your mom, and then you're going to go to the bank. You're going to go from the restaurant. You're at the restaurant. You've got to go to the school first, then go back to the train station, and then to the bank.
Okay, so I am now in restaurant. Is that right?
That is correct. You're at the restaurant.
Okay. I am leave the restaurant and turn right to school, and I enter to school.
Okay, you're gonna. What street are you on when you leave the restaurant?
So I don't know what is the gate in this restaurant. Where is the gate, in Second Street or in the Central Avenue?
It's up to you.
Okay.
Part of it is on Second Street, and part of it is on Central Avenue.
Okay. So when I left the restaurant, I moved toward Central Avenue, and after that I entered school and picked up some books.
Wait. No. Okay.
What?
I'm misunderstanding. You left the restaurant on Central Avenue? Okay, so I left the restaurant on Central Avenue.
Yes.
Okay, which way did you go? Left or right? Which way do you go? You leave the restaurant to get onto Central Avenue.
Right.
You turn right? Okay.
Yes, I left the...
You left the restaurant and you turn right. Okay. What street are you on?
But you put the arrow. You put the arrow on the left, but I said on the right.
This is.
I thought.
Okay, this is the way. But you said that you're going to go to Central Avenue, so you're going in this direction. You're going in this direction. This direction would be to the right. Wouldn't this be the right?
The Central Avenue is one side, not two sides. I don't know if he two side or one side. So.
Well, what side of the street do you all drive on? It just depends. Which side of the street?
I said.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Yes, I said when I left the restaurant, I moved forward a Central Avenue street. After that, I turned right to school and entered the school to pick
Okay,
up
stop. Okay,
some books.
let me make sure that I'm hearing you and understanding.
Okay.
First, this is the restaurant. You're leaving the restaurant.
Okay.
And you're going to come out on Central Avenue to go to the restaurant. You're leaving the restaurant and you come out the door that puts you on Central Avenue. Okay? Oh, I see I think I see.
Okay.
I think I see. You're looking at it as if you're over. I'm looking at it as if you are. Okay, it's in reverse. Well, look at it this way for me, as if you're standing in front of the restaurant. You're standing in front of the restaurant, and you're going to go either right or left. If I'm going to go left.
No, my back.
Mhm.
But I thought the restaurant it is behind me, so my and my behind my back, the restaurant when I left it.
Okay. All right, we can go left. I got
Okay,
you.
you hear me, teacher?
Yes, I do. So we're going to go left. Okay.
No, right.
You're going to go right.
Okay.
All right, if you're going to go right,
Okay.
is this where you're going?
Yes.
Okay. But now this has confused me, because if I turn myself literally and I turn myself, I'm going to go towards 2nd Street. So tell me, what street should I be going towards? I'm on Central Avenue and I want to go towards what street? 1st Street or 2nd Street?
Okay.
Which street should I turn?
So
Mhm.
I thought the gate, I mean the door of restaurant in front of Central Avenue. So
Okay, here is the door. This is the door,
yes.
right? Okay.
Yes. So when I lift it, my back it is to restaurant, and my face and my front against the train station, and my left hand, I mean my right hand to school, and my left hand to the 2nd Street. So I moved forward.
Okay. Now tell me which direction are you going? Are you going towards 2nd Street or are you going towards 1st Street?
So it is depend about what is the gate to school.
It doesn't matter. You can enter the school here.
Okay.
You can enter the school. You can enter the school here, or you can enter the school here, or you could enter the school here.
Okay.
So you decide. Okay.
Okay. So when I left restaurant,
but don't forget. Okay, you're going to leave the restaurant, go to the school, and the train station, I think I said, and then to the bank. All right? All right.
So first the school and the 2nd train station, is that right?
That is correct.
Okay, so when I left the restaurant and the Central Avenue, I turned right and moved toward the school, and after that I turned right and entered the school.
Well, wait. I want you to give me the names of the streets, not the school. Are you going towards 1st Street or are you going towards 2nd Street?
In the center of Avenue, is that street or what is that exactly?
Yeah, you're going to Central Avenue. I want to know if you're going towards 1st Street or are you going towards 2nd Street? Which street are you going toward to get to the school?
Okay.
You have to get on the highway.
Okay. I moved toward 1st Street.
Okay.
And left right, turned right, and entered the school and picked up some books. After that, I left the school to the 1st Street and turned left and moved back to the Central Avenue and turned right and I entered to train station.
Good. And the train station is on your what, left or right?
Okay. So where I should I to go now after this? To a
Well,
bank?
yes, you need to go to the bank.
Okay. After that, when I left a train station, I go to the second street and move toward. After that, turn left on the second street and moved toward. After that, I turned left to Main Street and turned right to enter the bank.
Okay. Well,
So
the bank is actually on your right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you
uh,
turn. Are you going
yeah,
to turn right on First Street?
yeah, yeah, in front of post office or against post office. So which one it is right, teacher?
Either,
Against or in
either
front?
it could be against, adjacent, in front. It's either one is fine.
Okay,
Either
okay,
one
thank
is
you.
fine. Okay.
Okay,
So
okay.
wow, that was a difficult scenario. Okay. All right. So Thor, I'm going to let you go first with this one. I'm going
Okay.
to ask you to retell the story. Do you think you know this story 100% now?
Yes, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I want you to tell this story. You can add some words to the story, but I want you to use all of the words in this story. I want you to use all of the words in these boxes, rather, as you retell the story. I will retell it first.
Okay.
Okay. So here,
So
I'll,
so
I'll, I'll show you
sh-
how I went.
should I
Yes.
use it one by one or it is a
Okay.
random?
Okay. Listen to how I will do it. Yesterday,
Okay.
my friend and I went to the beach. We were bored, and we decided that we would go to the ocean and swim.
Okay.
While at the beach, we decided we would throw a frisbee and have a lot of fun. I was glad that we went. We played in the sand. We rode in the sailboat. We listened to one seagull as that seagull made a sound that made me think of the long drive home. Sometime it has been some time since I have built a castle, but I enjoyed my day at the beach. All right?
Okay. It's so hard to me.
Okay. Your brain only knows what you tell it, okay? So if
Okay.
you tell it that it is hard, it will be hard.
Okay.
Okay. And some. Are you ready? You may begin.
Yes. Okay. Yesterday, me and my friend, we got to the beach because we were feel bored. So we drive toward the castle and we have a fun. So I was so glad because we got to ocean and we watched sailboat. After that, we walk on the sand and throw throw first B and we listen to seagull. Sometimes sound sometimes we swim and sounds that so good to me. I used the beach first time, teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Please remember, even if you have used the word beach or sound, it's okay. You're not going to lose any sleep for repeating something
Okay.
that I may not have heard. All right, Max, would you try? Thank you.
Okay. Uh, when I'm bored, I always go to the beach with my dog. We I we have a lot of fun. I throw I throw a frisbee to my dog and he take it. One time I pick my friend with us and we had a lot of fun to build built a big sand castle. We noticed one seagull. This seagull sounded like a war. We swam in the ocean. Look at sailboat. When I was so glad to spend time with my friend. When we drove home, we decided to do it again. Castle, I said, we built a big sand castle.
Okay, and that's fine. Remember, even if you've said the word once, it's okay to say it many, many times.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, some.
Yes. Last week, I was bored and I make a phone to my friend and invite him to the beach. I picked him up in my car and drive to the ocean, to the beach, and we played frisbee, and then built a big sand castle. After that, we drive a sailboat on the ocean and saw some seagulls fly around our boat, and then after that we drove we drove some rubbish from our boat to the rubbish bin. We are glad to have this fun holiday, and with swimming. Sometime I said I will invite you again. My friend said that sounds great.
Okay, so we got all of those in. Very nice. Just very quickly before we go to the final word, a word for today is demure. The word demure means shy. Usually, the word demure is associated with a female. The demure girl said she would like to go out with me, but she wanted to go with her friends on a double date. Demure means reserved, shy, and modest. She's so demure. Her personality, her mind, everything that she does suggests that she's demure. All right. So here was an acrostic poem that I was going to do, but I will just fill it in based upon DEMURE words from the story. I would choose, we had dinner on the beach. We were entertained at the beach. We had a multitude of people on the beach. There were umbrellas on the beach. We reached the beach at noon, and we eventually left the beach. We don't have much time to go over these, so hopefully in our next session we may do something with these words. But we're now nearing the top of the hour. I want to thank each of you for joining me today, Max, Sum, and Thar, in the lesson of Fun at the Beach. I hope that you have learned something about conversational English today. I hope that you understand now that you fully understand the story Fun at the Beach. I would suggest that you practice on your own 30 seconds retelling the story. What I did not do today was to observe and count the number of ands, ahs, earns, and excessive pauses as you retold the story. If I were to retell the story in 15 seconds, looking at the clock, I would start at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, without excessive earns, ahs, and pauses. 1, 2, 3. This story is about two people that are bored. They decide to go to the beach. They played with their frisbee, and they went on their sailboat. That primarily is all that I need to know about this story. I did not use an excessive amount of earns, ahs, and ums. Thank you for listening today. Max, I'd like for you to unmute your microphone and give me your final word for today. What did you think of the lesson?
Thank you, Priscilla. Just thank you. Something new, your way to learn, to teach us.
Okay. All right. Well, what I want to do is to force that mindset to think in your native language. I want to force that out of your head so that when you're interacting in your other sessions, you'll know exactly how to do that, because I am helping you to learn how to do that, just as an athlete has a coach to teach them how to jump, throw, swim, dance, whatever that coach does, and eventually you will not need me and you'll be able to excel on your own. Thank you very much for your comments. Sum Ming, could I get your final words for today?
Yeah, that is a good exercise for me.
Okay.
So yeah, I can. I don't need it to read the page, and I can explain the story.
Very good. Thank you, Sum Ming. When you're able to take something very small as these mini stories and retell it in a sensical way, you can also start adding huge or more advanced vocabulary in the same story. So
Yeah.
instead of going swimming, you could have taken an excursion on a whatever transcendental boat or sailboat or steamship, and use the terminology for that. But the main thing is to get the words flowing out of your mouth, whether they make sense or not. They just need to sound as if they're making sense. Thank you for your comments. Final words, Thar? Final words? Okay, I don't know if Thar is still here with us or not, but I want to say thank you, each and every one of you, for being with me today. I enjoyed the session. I enjoyed each of you, Max, Sum, and Thar. So until the next time, I wish you the best and have a great day, morning, lunch, evening, or night. Bye for now.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.